Everyone, and welcome to this audio podcast. This audio podcast as part of a research and report. This audio podcast as part of a Labostix report, and this audio podcast as part of ZtormLabostix Productions. In today's audio podcast, an overview and looking at works from 2022, 2023, and works that was that had that was presented as a basis of research works within a pediatric nephrology and transplant remit. And this works looking at using the internet and online methods for data collection, and this works was as a as a retrospective. This Again, this audio podcast, as part of this series or this edition, is a ZtormLabostix Collaborative. So a bit of in around the contents before going going through this overview. There'll be some introduction, aims and objectives, design and methodology, looking at results and synthesis, and then looking at the themes around this themes that have been derived around this works as part of this works, conclusions, and then on the towards the end there will be a list of citations or references that listeners and viewers are welcome to check out through different databases such as PubMed database, or for example EBSCO host databases. So some introduction to begin. So research using the internet provides unparalleled opportunities for subject access and is not limited by constraints of time and geography. Qualitative work aims to convert visual or narrative data into non-quantitative outcomes. For example, where qualitative works looks to prompt questioning around the what, the why, the how, but not so much how many or how frequently, and is characterized by its own distinctive vocabulary, which reaches across healthcare specialties. Qualitative data collection aims to complement quantitative investigations by producing records of semi-structured dialogue or focus group conversations. For example, observational research, or film capture, documentary or documentary inquiry, or survey. An example relevant to some research, for example, was where interview based investigations are on the experience of the National Health Service care and National Health Service NHS care and treatment in lymphoma patients had taken place. Data collection had become increasingly important in and around different specialties, different healthcare specialties, and in amongst research works from and across allied healthcare professionals, or AHPs. However, the emphasis on evidence-based medicines, or EBM, has prompted healthcare professionals at the same time of all disciplines to acknowledge the value of qualitative methods or methodologies. Qualitative methodology at the same time can provide a new dimension of data relating to experience, attitudes, and beliefs to inform and develop better healthcare strategies. So, looking at the aims and objectives, the aim here was to conduct a retrospective a review of number one, online methodologies for qualitative and quantitative data collection and research. Secondly, to explore consent and ethical issues, and thirdly, to take a look at implications for prospective practices in around prospective prospective practices. So in around the design methodology, two searches or two searches were carried out. Number one, or firstly using Central and PubMed Central and Medline databases, and secondly using EBSCO host engine, for example, searching through Cyano Plus, psychology and behavioral sciences collection, health source, nursing and the academic edition, international bibliography of social sciences, SOCI index, full and sci info, and the investigation or the literature, the search took place or taken place through databases between and around 1995 and 2013 in both cases. Terminologies used to search through databases included qualitative research, quantitative research, online data collection, World Wide Web, and internet. A critical appraisal skill program or CSP tool was used or implemented to help analyze different literature different literature or publications accordingly. So now looking at sort of the results and the synthesis around results on the synthesis. So after abstract quality appraisal, 54 papers, excuse me, 54 publications or papers were identified as being relevant to the review from Search 1, and 19 papers or publications from Search 2. Findings highlighted that internet research expedites outcomes when compared to conventional methodologies and is a practical alternative and sort of modality for interviewing, validating, and investigating healthcare and populations. However, at the time, only 10 of the papers or publications reviewed involved the implementation of online methodologies to collect qualitative as opposed to quantitative data. The variety of web-based media platforms allows a greater scope for the collection of qualitative data in respective variety of research disciplines. Five main themes five main themes were identified. So theme one, where works from Kanzaki and team from in around 2004 provides a good example of investigation using web-based data collection to gather qualitative and quantitative information relating to daily coping experiences of Japanese recipients with rheumatoid arthritis. The investigation used an online survey delivered through email and use of e-diaries which were submitted were put forward by respondents by respondents or participants through a personal blog, giving access to both recipients and investigators for interaction and analysis. The approach was recommended. The approach was recommended for future research or prospective research with patients, with patients with other with other long-standing or long-term conditions. In around theme two, so when compared to postal questionnaires, internet and email surveys give increased response. Uh, uh, Give increased response rates whilst reducing the risk of multiple responses from individuals, greater speed and advantage of asynchronous communication, and the absence of intermediaries. And there is a growing body of literature relating or regarding to online data collection and guidance, and where guidance is readily available. Now looking at theme three, so advertising or research with an internet platform can encourage volunteering by genuinely interested participants, thereby enhancing the value of research outcomes and broaden the range of participant backgrounds as seen with sufferers of chronic illness. The validation of online data collection research should involve a comparison of internet and traditional information sources to identify bias. In around theme four, so in considering confidentiality, and confidentiality confidentiality within the literature was sort of synchronous with ethics. In around ethics, in considering confidentiality, it is important to bear in mind that focus groups are using traditional methodologies. For example, although participant privacy can be maintained, research may not always prompt sufficient detail owing to representation. Using either a traditional or online approaches, a group leader or moderator may face challenges encouraging vocalization of all views. Around looking at theme five, the most critical limitation to the success of internet research is the satisfactory design of and preparation for research projects. Good design and preparation make communication of actions and choices to participants transparent. Choices to participants clear, consistent, and transparent. So now looking at the conclusions. So this review or this works retrospective works identifies 73 papers or publications into 73 publications between the two main sort of database searches uh, and um, and uh, and however, uh, of the 73 papers of publication, only 10 papers reviewed involved the implementation of online methodologies to collect qualitative data. Findings highlight that the internet offers novel opportunities for researchers across specialties. Uh, additionally, collecting quantitative and qualitative research data has entered a new era. Freely available software and a range of IT applications permit new opportunities and greater flexibility in the development of research investigations. However, data comparison continues to require a blend of both a traditional face-to-face and online methodologies. Online data collection for health research includes advantages of increased participation of subjects in minority and hard to reach populations, investigating sensitive issues and gathering data from populations otherwise dispersed. So, for example, people with low incident conditions or disabilities. And it is vital that researchers or investigators using online data collection adhere to strict ethical principles and develop new guidelines based on experience or experiences. On this page here, just a list of references or citations, which listeners and viewers are more than welcome to check out. And The database, the two different databases can be used to to access the publications and most of the citations or references on this page or highlighted on this page and in around this overview are generally um, accessible through either of the databases used. That draws this audio podcast to a close. This audio podcast as part of a research and report. This audio podcast as part of a Labostix report. This audio podcast as part of a ZtormLabostix production.